So today's class you can use a core ball or a block. We're using them just to add, number one, a little bit of variety, but a little bit of resistance to some of our movements. So as I get going, if the ball rolls away and you need to go and get it, go and grab it. But you can do a few of the movements for sure without the ball. So we're going to start on our backs. Already my ball is rolling away. You can pull your knees into your chest. And just let those knees rock side to side a bit. Just taking a few nice deep breaths, trying to pull your shoulders and upper back down towards the ground. Now send your feet up towards the ceiling. Flex through your feet, engage through your quads. Press the palms of your hands down into the mat. So as you feel the energy of your heels pressing up towards the ceiling, start focusing on your breath. Inhaling and exhaling through your nose. And as you start to focus on your breath, that breath will help you to move from externally feeling those things around you, the space that you're in or the to-do list that you have for the day. And as you focus on your breath, you can start to pull that practice a little bit more internally, just focusing on you, on your movements. And I want you to pay attention today to how you feel on your right side and on your left side. Trying to feel that you're moving equally on both sides. So even right now, feeling the connection of your heels together, pressing up towards the ceiling, feeling the palms of your hands pressed into the mat. Noting if you're feeling the same on both sides. Do you tend to press in a little bit more to one side than the other? So just trying to feel a little bit more of a symmetry in your body and a little bit more of an awareness. Now draw your knees into your chest. This time, lift your shoulders up off the ground. Take 2 breaths here. Keep that right knee pulled in tight, left leg pressed out. Now switching legs, and every time you send that heel out in front, add a little bit of an exhale. You can speed it up, which will mean speeding up through your breath, but it will also mean focusing on that breath. And pulling both knees into your chest. Draw your back down to the mat again. So we're still working through a bit of a flow class today, but we're going to be adding in some extra core work. And I call it a fusion because it's a little bit less yoga-like than some other classes. I want you to grab hold of that core ball. And this time, I just want you to reach through and underneath. So reaching and passing that ball, same type of bicycle leg movement. Ooh. But I want you to start to twist. So as you lift those shoulders up off the ground in order to pass the ball, you're going to find that you're going to have a little bit of rotation here. Pull that belly button in towards your spine. Unless you drop the ball. I did mention that you might be dropping the ball and chasing it a few times today. So take 4 more passes. And then this time, extend your arms up overhead. Reach back, opening up to the front of your body. Take 2 breaths here. Feel that reach. Slight little squeeze through the block or through the ball. Take the ball in between your knees. Find that 90-degree angle here. Decide where your hands are going to touch and connect to the ground, maybe even underneath your hips slightly. Keeping your feet exactly where they're at, keeping that angle at 90, I want you to drop your heels down towards the ground, bring them back up. That's your movement. So keeping your legs at 90. So don't let those feet completely rest down on the ground, just a little bit of a touchdown. Now try to keep the rest of your body as still as you can, without adding any strain to your face or to your fingers. Try 4 more. And draw your knees into your chest. Feel your sacrum connected to the mat. Now this time, take the core ball, take it up underneath your hips. So not in your lower back. So shoulders are down, hips are up a bit. So I want your body to stay in one nice long line, which means in order to continue this line, shoulders down, hips up a bit, your feet are going to need to come up a little bit higher. So we're going to move into a flutter kick here. The higher your feet are towards the ceiling, the easier it will be. The lower they are in this nice one long line, the more difficult it's going to be. So starting your little flutter kicks. Remember, up here, a little bit of a break. Keep it in a nice long line. Try not to hold your breath. Almost there. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Draw your knees in. You can keep that ball right underneath. Last time, send those legs out. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let your feet connect. Let your back drop down towards the ground. Let your knees rock side to side. Feel your lower back connected. Now take the ball in between your knees. You're going to do a few rock and rolls on the way up. So you can use some momentum to start off and really kind of kick yourself up. But once you get there, I want you to see if you can get up without touching your feet to the ground. So a few little rolls. Up, hold yourself. And once you get that movement, try not to use the momentum as much to get yourself up. Keep squeezing that ball in between your knees. Two more. Hold it here. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take the ball off to the side. Bring yourself down to a plank. Shoulders stacked above your wrists. So note here, are you feeling the weight in all of your fingers? You specifically want to feel that that weight's pressed into your index finger and your middle finger and your thumb. Your ring finger and your pinky are just kind of there to help you with some balance. So keep shoulders stacked above your wrists, lengthening out through your neck. Inhale here. Exhale, bend through your knees, send your hips back. Inhale, shift forward, find your plank. Exhale, shift back. Move yourself into a downward facing dog. You can keep those knees as bent as you want. Shift forward, find your plank. Inhale. Exhale, This time, keep yourself in your downward facing dog. In your down dog, you can walk the heel out one at a time, or come up onto your toes. Gently press both heels down towards the mat. Looking up at your hands, step or hop your feet forward. Inhale, little length, flat back. Exhale, fold over. Inhale, reach all the way up. And exhale. Again, inhaling up. Exhale. Inhale, little lift. Exhale, step or hop your feet back as you come down towards the ground. Right down to cobra or chaturanga. Inhale, lift up, opening up to the front of your body. Exhaling as you move down into your downward facing dog. Looking at your toes, making sure that your toes, your knees, your hips are all in line, relaxing through your neck. Looking up at your hands, step or hop your feet forward. Inhale, little lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach all the way up. And exhale. Again, inhaling up. Exhale. Inhale, lift. Exhale, find your way down towards the mat. Inhale, lift. Exhale, into down dog. 5 breaths here. So remembering that when you're coming down to the mat, you come right down to the mat, lift up into cobra, or you can hover over that mat in your chaturanga and lift up into your upward facing dog before sending your hips back where you're at now for your down dog. Take one more breath here. Looking up at your hands, step or hop your feet forward. Inhale, little lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach all the way up. And exhale. So one little variation here. Inhaling up. Exhale. Inhale, lift. Exhale, step or hop your way back. Inhale, lift. Exhale, into your downward facing dog. Hold yourself in your down dog. 2 breaths here. Now lifting your right leg up, send it back behind you. Press evenly into your hands. Slowly you can open up through your hip. Keep feeling your left foot pressing into the mat. Slowly you can let your heel drop back, open up through your hip. Just bending through that knee and feel an opening through your right side. Extend your leg back behind. Bring it back down into downward facing dog. Extend your left leg back. Slowly open up through your hip. Keep pressing evenly through your hands. Bend through your knee. Let your heel drop down towards your bum. This time opening up to the left side of your body. Extending your leg back behind you, finding your way back into downward facing dog. Let your knees come down to the mat. Send your hips back into child's pose. Inhale and exhale, let your forehead come down. Keep pressing those hips back down towards your feet. Then shifting your weight forward, finding yourself in your table hold. So in your table hold, again, shoulders stacked above your wrists. Feel the tops of your feet pressed into the mat. Feel that belly button coming up, nice and level through your back. So just extend through your neck to start off with. Just finding that stability here in your table hold. So take note of what it feels like to press the palms of your hands into the mat and feel the lower body connected to the mat. Now, take that ball and send it underneath your right knee. Feel the palms of your hands still connected to the ground. Feel that left foot rooted. From here, I want you to lift that left hip up a bit. See if you can find a little bit more steadiness in your hips. And then slowly bring that left foot back behind you. So that back foot now is just maybe touching down. Maybe it's lifting up. Your right leg, that knee is pressing into the ball. Maybe your toe is touching down to the mat. Can you lift that toe right up? Can you keep both feet up off the ground? Note what's happening with your hands. Keep rooting down through your index finger and middle finger. Slowly coming down. Switching sides. So take the ball underneath your left knee. Take any little breaks that you need to through your wrists. Find that table on the other side. So extending your right leg back behind you. Maybe lifting that leg up. Toes can always root and connect to the mat, or lift your toes up off the ground. Keep lengthening through your neck. Slowly coming down. Take the ball out in front. Send your hips back. Inhale, exhale, let your head drop down. So if it creates too much strain on your shoulders, then take your hands off the ball. But for some people, you might like that extra space here. And then slowly bringing yourself up. So I want you to try one more time with that table hold. One knee on top of the ball. Find any balances that you can. Maybe you want to hook your toe down on the ground and take the same arm up. Maybe you want to come right back, lifting both toes up off the ground, lengthening through your neck. So take about 30 seconds on each side. I'll tell you when to switch, where you just try to lift some parts of your body up off the ground and trying to find that stability. And you can switch sides. So play around with lifting a foot up off the ground, maybe lifting an arm up off. And then take yourself back down. Send that ball to the side, wiggle around, this time in your child's pose, turn your hands up. Rotating from your shoulders but just taking that pressure off of your wrists. Now moving yourself up and back into your plank. Inhale here. Exhale, move yourself into your downward facing dog. Looking up at your hands, step or hop your feet forward. Inhale, little lift, flat back. Exhale, fold over. Inhale, reach all the way up. And exhale. So now I want you to move into a chair pose here. Keep those toes rooted together. Send those hips back. Pull in through your rib cage and lengthen right from your hips all the way through your side body to your fingers. Now exhale, fold, lengthen to the back. Inhale, little lift. Exhale, step or hop your way back as you come down to the mat or hover. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, move yourself into downward facing dog. Step your right foot forward in between your hands into a nice high lunge. Knees stacked above your heel. Inhale, lift up. Two more breaths here. Bringing your hands down to the mat, finding your way into your plank as you exhale down. Inhale, lift up, press your feet into the ground. Exhale into your downward facing dog. Step your left foot forward, knees stacked above your heel. Inhale, lift up. Finding that steadiness in your high lunge. Bringing your hands down, finding your way into your plank as you exhale down. Inhale, lift up, use the energy in your lower legs, press into the mat. Exhale into your downward facing dog. Take 2 breaths here. So when you're in your upward facing dog, really use that energy as you press your feet into the mat, engaging through the backs of your legs, protecting through your lower back. Then this is our counter pose. Looking up at your hands, walking your feet forward. Inhale, little lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come back into chair. Come all the way up. And exhale. So now, grab the ball, put it in between your knees. So watching that we don't have what I call goalie feet here, you want to walk your feet in as tight as you can so that when you come back into chair, your knees aren't dropping in and your heels aren't pressing out. So get those feet parallel, root down into your toes, but feel that weight shifting back into your heels. Good, pressing your weight back. Now, shift your weight forward, come up onto the balls of your feet. Find that balance. Squat down, stay up on the balls of your feet here. Stay up on the balls of your feet for 2 more breaths. Then letting your heels drop down, press back. Find your chair. So in Utkatasana, we're trying to drop down to our hips, finding all that length through the side body, but always erring on pressing our weight back. Exhale, fold all the way over, lengthen up. Grab hold of your elbows. 3 breaths in ragdoll, but still feeling that energy created from holding onto the ball. Relax through your arms, let your hands drop down. You can slowly roll all the way up, eventually having your shoulders roll back, taking a look right in front. Come up onto the balls of your feet again. Let your hands reach down towards the mat, finding that stability here. Keep opening up through the front of your chest. Reaching up, coming down onto the balls of your feet, dropping your heels down, pressing your weight back. From here, inhale, exhale, bring your hands to the outside of your leg. Find yourself moving into a twist. So the ball will help you, hopefully, to avoid rolling one knee forward. So keep pressing evenly, feel that twist, maybe even taking an elbow to the side, hands to heart center. You just want to make sure that you don't feel that one hip is dropping forward. Reaching up to center. Try to stay in your chair if your legs can still hold yourself here. And then exhale, twist to the other side. Giving yourself a break through your legs whenever you need. Coming back to center, up onto the balls of your feet. Now, bring your heels down. Little bit of a challenge here. Moving through your vinyasa with that ball in between your legs. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, little lift. Exhale, you can walk your feet back once your hands are pressed, or hop your feet back. Find your way into your plank. Take 2 breaths here. Now that you're in your plank, you can stay on your hands or at any point drop down to your forearms. Find a little tip and stretch up. So knees coming down, sending your heels and energy back behind you. Drop it down and up. Four more. Hold it in your plank, press it back. Two more breaths here. Looking up at your hands, step or hop your feet forward. There's your challenge for the day. Inhale, little lift up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach all the way up. And exhale. So now, just take the ball in between your hands. Step your left leg back. Right knee is stacked above your heel. So you're moving into Virabhadrasana 1, Warrior 1. Hips and shoulders square. Press into the ball. So don't just lightly grab it, really send the energy into the palms of your hands and press. 5 breaths. Keep trying to spiral that back leg in. Now, open up and move yourself into your Warrior 2 slightly. Extend back, foot's parallel to the back of the mat, knees stacked above your heel. This time, turning the arms up, palms up to the ceiling. Feeling that rotation through your right hip so that that knee isn't dropping in, lifting slightly through the arch of your foot. And then as you move into your extended side angle, you can drop down and extend, or take that ball into your hands, reach. Don't let your torso drop down towards the ground, open up to the side. Two more breaths. Good, square off. Come into a bit of a high lunge. Root into your right foot right now. Shift your weight forward. Move yourself into Virabhadrasana 3, so into Warrior 3. Hips down, shoulders square, reach. Bend through your right leg, move yourself into tree. So touch down up to your calf, not at your knee, but higher if you want. Square off here. So if you feel your hands pressing into the ball, I want you to feel that engagement through your upper back. So actually feeling scapula, your shoulder blades kind of sliding down and a little bit towards each other at the center of your body. Gentle with your gaze. Good, reach up. And then taking that leg down, press your left foot in. Move yourself into Virabhadrasana 1 on the other side. Warrior 1, lift up. Find that steadiness through your gaze. Knees stacked above your heel, back leg is rotating inward so those hips are nice and steady. From here, you can open up, little bit longer stance, move into your Warrior 2, trying to tuck your tailbone in, opening up through that hip as you rotate externally, and then feel those palms facing up. So a little bit of a different feeling here, palms up. Maybe opening up through your chest a bit more. From here, keeping those feet exactly where they're at, you can move into your extended side angle. You can grab the ball with both hands and reach. Really feel that opening through your side, but looking at the side, not down at the ground. 3 more breaths. Lifting up. Rotating around into a bit of a high lunge, press your weight into that left foot, shift forward, move yourself into your Warrior 3. Feeling that connection of your palms to the ball. Bend through your left leg. Move yourself into tree on the other side. Let your shoulders drop down. Good. Connect your feet together. Set that ball to the side. Inhaling up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift. Exhale, step or hop your way back as you come down towards the mat. Inhale, lift up, press into the ground with your feet. Exhale, move yourself into downward facing dog. Take 2 breaths here. Then gently dropping your knees down to the mat. I want you to find that ball one more time. A couple of different options. You can take your forearms down to the ground, just connecting here. You can always have the option of coming right up, stacking your shoulders above your wrists. But this ball is now going to go underneath your feet. So bring your hands down, find the plank that you want, and see if you can steady yourself. So it'll be tempting to drop down, see if you can lift up. Clearly, you don't need a ball, or you can squeeze the ball in between your feet. Keep feeling the connection of your hands, your elbows, your forearms to the mat. Drop your knees down. Send your hips back. So now I want you to play for about a minute here. You can come right back to where we were. Forearms down. Hold your plank. Maybe you want to see if you can lift up a leg. Maybe you can walk your feet up. So we do dolphin pose with our forearms down, toes tucked, moving into that dolphin pose. So you can find that pose here, or put your feet on top of the core ball and see if you can walk yourself up. So I just want you to challenge yourself here. Any options, find that plank, maybe walking your feet up, maybe trying to lift a leg up. At any point, switching your planks around, finding a place that you can hold for a little bit longer. So about 15 more seconds. Play around with where you're at, see if you can hold it for a little bit longer. And then dropping your knees down. Take that ball out in front, wiggle around through your hips. Inhale, exhale, let your forehead drop down. Then you can bring yourself up and onto your belly. So from here, feel your feet connected down to the ground. Reach that ball out in front. Nice and neutral through your neck, looking down at the mat. Exhaling here. Inhale, roll up, press into the ball. Engage all the way through the back of your body here. And stretch out. Inhale, lift up. And exhale. Inhale, find that lift, draw your shoulders down. And exhale. So feel the back of your body engage right from your glutes, hamstrings, calves, right down to the connection of your feet to the mat. And lift up. Exhale as you reach out one more time. Inhale, come up. And exhale. Relax down. Take that ball. Reach it out in front. This time, you can take your feet up off the mat if you want. And we're going to find 5 passes behind your back. Every time you reach, you may find that you come up a little bit higher. Once you've done 5 on one side, go in the opposite direction. When you're done, press yourself up and back and move yourself into your child's pose. Shift yourself up, find your way into your plank, press back into your downward facing dog. Looking up at your hands, step or hop your feet forward. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach all the way up. And exhale. Okay, we're gonna do one more balance here. So I want you to grab hold of the ball. You can always use a block. So at the front of your mat, I want you to take and root into your right foot. Take that ball in your right hand. You're gonna find a bit of a hinge here, bending through your leg as much as you need. As you begin to find that balance, stretching up through your right leg, I want you to open up through your left hip. So we're moving into a half moon balance with the ball pressing down into the ground. So we're not creating a ton of stability here, challenging yourself to root that right leg down, take your left arm up, send your left foot back behind. Try to open your body to the side. Bend through your right leg, squeeze that ball through your hands, stay on your right leg. Take a couple little bends. Keep pressing into the ball. These don't need to be big. One more. Good. Then switching sides. Left foot down. Bend through that left leg. Root down. Find that ball in your left hand. Hinge over. And then begin to straighten up through your supporting leg and opening up through your right side. Eventually pressing down into the ball and sending your right arm up towards the ceiling. Bend through your left leg, press that ball. Little squat. Keep those elbows out. Feel that energy pressing palms of your hands in. 2 more. Good. Take your feet hip distance apart. Reach up. Inhale here. Exhale, hinge over. Relax through your neck. Last time in ragdoll, you can let your hands press down into the mat, relax through your neck. You can roll that ball back behind you a bit. But relax through your neck. Let the heaviness of your head pull your body down towards the ground. If that ball becomes too much of a distraction, you just want to let your hands hang. Maybe grab hold of your elbows. Maybe even hooking onto your big toes. Take 3 more breaths here. Bend through your legs, bring your hands down to the mat. Bring yourself back to your table or your plank. Slowly coming all the way down to the mat, touching down, coming into cobra for everyone, lifting up. Exhale, move yourself back into child's pose. This time, take your knees a little bit wider, wiggle around through your hips, take your arms out into a bit of a Y. Inhale, exhale, let your forehead come down, and then eventually let your arms soften so your forearms can connect with the ground as well. Now you can bring yourself up, around onto your bottom, extending your right leg out. So press your left foot in, inhale, lift up, exhale, find a little twist. Feel that your shoulders have opened up. Feel that chin drawing around. Rooting your right foot right into the ground. Feel that heel pressing and connecting. Coming back to center. Now feel that right leg lifting up. Lift it and hover. Good, gently switch feet. Extend your left leg. Right leg pressed up, find that length through your spine. Inhale here. Exhale, move yourself into your twist. Feel that left heel connected to the mat. Coming back to center, still find that length through your spine, lift up through your left leg. Good, drop it down. Extend your right leg, left foot pressing in. So the balls or the blocks are always good if you find that you get any pain through that knee, if you just don't have that opening through your hip. So you can inhale, turn towards your toes, and exhale as you drop down. Feel that connection of your hands with your leg or your foot. Draw your shoulders back. Keep lengthening out through your spine. Inhale, lengthen all the way up, and then switch sides. Extend your left, right leg in. Feel your sits bones rooted. Inhale as you square towards your toes, flex through your foot here, and exhale. Inhale, lengthen up through your spine. Bring yourself all the way up, and now we're coming right down onto our backs. So keep that ball close. Feel yourself settle down into the ground. Feel the connections of your upper back. Now, take the ball in between your knees. Press your feet into the ground. Feel your heels rooted, and maybe your fingertips just slightly touching your heels. Your heels are stacked underneath your knees. Slowly lifting and peeling your spine up off the ground, moving yourself into a bridge pose. You can take your hands, connect them down to the ground, maybe even walk your shoulders underneath you a bit. But now feel that that connection and energy towards the ball is still there. You can even reach your fingers up towards the ceiling. Now slowly bringing your spine back down to the mat. We're going to do our bridge pose 2 more times. So you can do exactly that same pose, or you have a couple of other options. So you can peel up off the ground, fingers up towards the ceiling, and extending one leg out. So in order to extend that leg out, your knees need to stay pressed in. You need to send that heel out in front, keeping those hips nice and even. This is just an option. We're trying to open up to the front of our body during a bridge. So keep that as your priority. Bring that foot back, keep those hips lifted. See if they're fairly even when you press your foot back into the ground. And then slowly bring your spine back down. Taking an inhale and an exhale here. Press into your feet again. Draw your hips up. Open up to the front of your body, squeeze that ball. Maybe sending your other leg out. Keep those hips steady. Slowly feeling that foot connect to the ground again. Checking if your hips are even. Coming down to the ground. Take that ball into your hands, reach it back overhead, reach your feet in the opposite direction. Taking 2 breaths here. Pull your knees in and roll onto your side. So I want you to try to get your body in a bit of a V. Extend your legs out. So your toes may come a little bit off your mat, and your hands may even come a little bit off your mat. So you're not falling back here, you're actually leaning a bit into your hip. This ball is now going to come underneath your waist. So same angle, and I want you to try to lift your feet up off the ground. Maybe reaching your hands up off the ground. So try to keep that V. See what you can lift up as you rock back and forth a little bit on that ball. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Switch sides. So a little bit of a V. Take that ball underneath your waist, not down, so you're still feeling your body connected to the mat. And then play around with lifting up through your feet, maybe rooting your fingers and extending your hands, maybe reaching up. Might find that both sides are a little bit different. Three, 2, and 1. All right, you guys, you can take that ball, toss it to the side. You're done with it. Draw your knees into your chest and just let your knees rock side to side a bit. Take the soles of your feet, connect them together. So as we move into Supta Baddha Konasana, or reclined butterfly, try to open up and relax through your hips. Feel the connection of your feet together. You can open your palms up to the ceiling. And allow yourself to soften here. So we worked on lots of stability and core work today. Not a bunch through our hips or openings here. So just really allow yourself to send your breath to your hips. Allow yourself to settle in to the softness of this pose. Now you can stay where you're at, or if you want, you can extend your legs out in front and move yourself right into Shavasana. So lift and adjust your hips if you need. But just feel your heels connecting to the ground. And as you move up, doing a little bit of a scan from your feet up to your hips. Just letting go and relaxing through all of those lower body muscles. Just a bit of a softening here as you move up through your hips. Relaxing through your belly, your chest. Feeling that heaviness as your muscles soften through your arms, down to your fingers. Relaxing through your jaw, around your eyes and to your forehead. And then just finding your stillness here. You can very gently begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. You can draw your knees into your chest, doing little wiggles that you need to do as you draw them in, maybe rocking side to side. And then gently rolling onto your right hand side, cradling your head in your right arm. And then taking your time, coming up to your seat, sitting cross-legged, hands draped over your knees, relaxing through your eyes. You can take your hands to heart center, press the palms together. Take a nice deep breath in through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Namaste.